Hey everybody, welcome to Say It Anyway. I'm your host, Adam Grabowski, and before we get started, I wanted to give you a trigger warning. I will be talking about self-harm and suicide, so trigger warning. If you're not wanting to hear about that, talk about it, totally fine. There's lots of other videos in the series that brush on different topics that aren't as heavy. So scroll up, scroll down, whichever way you gotta go. So I'm making this video because I heard of a comedian in LA that committed suicide this week. You know, this hit close to home because I left Hollywood and returned to the Midwest because I didn't feel okay there. I didn't feel enough. I didn't feel good enough. I didn't feel like I mattered. And the thing is, you know, I could have just enjoyed the California weather or the friendships that I had out there, but I really fed into the mentality of trying to either make it or to be of like importance. See, that's the part that bothers me. This whole importance thing has a lot to do with how much potential money you can generate, like how many followers you could have. So how good you could do at this program or system that we're watching on right now. That's how we're going to determine whether or not we're worthy. Now, I don't know what the person was going through. I can't speak to that. And these things aren't just because we're worried about our status, okay? Lots of times self-harm has to do with trauma, pain that you're experiencing, mental illness, how you were treated when you were younger and as an adult and young adult, environmental factors, actual chemical imbalances. There's many different things that go into this, so I can't speak towards it. I'm just saying and talking about what that arose in me. That feeling that I had when I was there, when I was like, man, I don't matter. Look at all these other people that matter. You know, I was thinking about how when I was younger, you didn't show off everything all the time, and you didn't care about having to show it off all the time because it wasn't a platform to do that. And in the same token, you weren't viewing what everyone else was doing all the time. There were things on TV, of course. There were famous comedians and Comedy Central Presents and stuff like that. And I would view that, but it seemed so far away, so distant, and it wasn't every day. It was like something was crafted and then it was put out there as a piece of entertainment. It wasn't this, what is your rank? What is your status? Who are you connected with? Who are you collaborating with? What are you making? What is your content each day, each day, each day? And then you get reminded in updates of everyone else's potential successes or accomplishments or productivity all the time. You know, I want to support what my friends and people I know are doing. I do on social media and things like that. I definitely do. And I used to not do that as much because I would start to feel really self-conscious. And now I'm trying to be like, you know what? This is really awesome that they're doing it and I'm proud of them. And that's the thing I'm trying to go back to. Although at times I do have to just turn my phone off and like get away from it. I have to actually close out the apps and be like, I can't look at that because I'm not feeling good enough today. Now I'm bringing this up because the thing that we could talk about the actual biological and physical aspects of depression and thoughts of self-harm. And then we can also talk about the different environmental factors. And the environmental factor I wanted to discuss today is that of our productivity-driven society, our individualistic culture where everybody is trying to be the best individually, and because of that, we put so much value into money and status and likes and followers. You know, in other cultures and in other countries, sometimes they value just living, which not showing that you're the best, not having to prove to other people, not being productive all the time, not working all the time. You know, I've been places and met some people where they were like, yeah, I'm on holiday. I get all these weeks off, or I was encouraged by my family to take a gap year between my grad school and work, or between university and working, or grad school, whatever it is, to explore the world. And they're like encouraged to live and not just immediately be productive and immediately have to know what your job is and how you're gaining money. I even heard that in some places, if you worked for the government or an industry for, 8, 9, 10 years, they'd give you like a sabbatical. So they'd give you like half a year to be a person and go live rather than working constantly. I lived in LA, and I know that pressure of thinking and feeling not good enough. And I hope that that's not the case. I mean, no matter whatever the reason was, this is very sad. And, this is why you see a lot of happy times, good times, and people trying to show off all their positivity all the time in Los Angeles and in the entertainment industry, because you're trying to feel that feeling and you chase it. Some people chase it with hanging out with other people. Some people chase it trying to get work. And it's really hard not to evaluate yourself based upon those things. I'm just sad because, this individual has impacted lives. They have family, friends, people that they know. And I wish there was more of an opportunity for us to genuinely reach out and talk to and be more understanding that we're not alone in our situation. NAMI and AMI has some good resources. Mental Health America also has some good resources. And there's some crisis lines. I believe one thing you can text if you're feeling thoughts of self-harm is I think you can text HOME to 741-741. I will double check that. I don't want to simplify any of this. And the thing about it is, it doesn't have to be this way for people. There are so many things that point to the fact that suicide rates are increasing over the last 10 years. Okay? They're happening in younger and younger individuals. Now let's think about the thing that has changed during that time period. It's how much we compare. It is social pain. It is experiencing the idea that if we are not contributing in a large matter, then we don't matter. That is one of the biggest factors that's happening out there. I don't remember these feelings of this lonely before I was constantly connected on my phone. I don't remember that feeling. I would feel like I was missing out if my friends were doing something, but I wasn't seeing everything they were doing. And you know what? I didn't always feel like I was missing out. They were doing stuff. That's fine. I was trying to do things as well, or I wasn't putting so much pressure on myself. I just know this. If you're somebody that's experiencing something, if you think that you're not good enough, if you think that you need to harm yourself, it doesn't make you broken or abnormal. I mean, as you can see by the rate to which this has happened, it actually makes you very normal. And if hearing me talk and texting a crisis line doesn't do it for you, that also makes you normal. This isn't something where somebody just reminds you, hey, things are actually okay for you, or hey, things suck for everyone, and then you just feel better. That's not how it works. I'm lucky. I deal with depression and anxiety a lot, but I have not had thoughts of self-harm. I'm in the lucky category because it could be an imbalance, it could be trauma, it could be any number of experiences, and that could be something that I experienced, but I don't, and I'm lucky for that. And those of you that do experience it, I'm very proud of you for how you push past it. Because that's the thing. This is why we use the term survivor. Because you're surviving something that is making you feel a level of pain where you think that you shouldn't exist, and that's just incorrect. There's so many factors that go into how we're feeling and why. And I just want everyone out there to understand that you as a person are not bad. You're not bad for society. You're not bad for any of us. You're good enough. If you're out there committing murders or systematically hurting other people, see, that's the thing. Those people that might end up systematically hurting people or putting things in place in order to subjugate others, or in order to keep other people down, or in order to exploit other human beings, those people tend to be narcissistic. So we're not really worried about them potentially harming themselves for the most part, because self-preservation, self-gain is what matters most of all. Our system awards narcissism so much all the time. I mean, take a look at who's in charge. Anybody that's out there, if you ever want to reach out on Instagram or and send a message, I will do my best to take a look at it and chat. I'm not a licensed therapist, so you know, don't hold anything to me. I do think that actual resources like a licensed therapist or counselor or a psychologist, psychiatrist, all the NAMI organization, Child Mind Institute, Mental Health America, all these different organizations are definitely your best bet. But the thing about it is, I just need that reminder to everyone that, like, if you are in the category of where you have self-harmed or you want to, you're normal. You don't deserve those feelings. And feelings don't have to last for forever. There's a way, there's a better way, and we don't need you to go anywhere. And it's not a burden to share. It's not. It adds insight. You know, we all need that. Some of the times I feel the most purposeful is when people share with me. And I, as someone who hides when I'm dealing with things really, really hard, I try to hide it. I understand why we do. But I also want you to know that reaching out is not a bad thing at all. It gives someone else an opportunity to feel there for you, or to work in general. And honestly, I can't think of a thing that we could be doing better with our resources or time than trying to help other people feel okay. That's the thing. This is why there's winners and losers mentality, this gain as much as you can, this make money and then try to get it from others type of system that we have isn't working. And this social system right now that we have right here, this social currency of social media, it's hurting a lot of us. So just turn off your phone. But if you do need to turn it on and you need to reach out, don't be afraid to. And I appreciate you and love the person that you are. So as long as you try, you're doing a good job. Remember, it's okay to say it anyway, and to beware the compare. Thank you guys for listening. I've been your host, Sam Grabowski.